All right. Hey, Leanne. Thanks for coming back. Now it should show on both Facebook and YouTube. Man, this is so freaking frustrating. What up, Michael Knight? Hey, Trouble. Yeah, I got a new sound effect. I'm going to play this a few times tonight. Punky! What up, Punk? Let me know if you guys are digging this. I could turn it off, but I don't know. Maybe you guys will like it there. Hey, Carrie, how you doing? Due to ill health, I can't watch your video, so I'll catch it on replay. I hope you or your family will be okay, Carrie. Sorry to hear that, but hang in there. I appreciate you anyway. Don't worry about it. And for those that didn't get my post from yesterday, earlier today, yesterday. This looks pink, doesn't it? I made it that way, but I don't think I like it. I don't think I like it. Let me try this. There, it's a softer white. Oh, somebody called. Somebody called for the Roy.
Roy. All day long, Roy.
There you go. All right. So as I was saying before, I rudely interrupted myself. I was looking through my YouTube account. It's the one that's at Manny's Hard Truth. So it's, youtube.com/ at the at thing, Manny's Hard Truth, MANNYS Hard Truth, all together. And I found, I'm like, where's all these videos come from? And I'm looking. Apparently, I had a few hundred videos that were set to private. I thought they were all there. So I had to go through all of them, every page, and set them to public. So now when you go to my page, there's over 800 videos, and a lot of them are funny and good, just like the one from the other night. It was hilarious. So there's a bunch more videos there. Tonight, since I am behind, I'm going to do the video with, some people were asking me, what's the deal with the $500 came up a few times over the last couple of weeks. And I explained it, and I'll explain it again. And it came up because the lady who contributed the money just happened by chance to bump into Jaime and said, "Oh, by the way, mijo, did you get the money? You know, I hope you used the money that I gave you." He's like, "What money?" So for a few days, that was like a hot topic. It's like, well, what happened to the money? Oh, and then it turns out that lady gave it to Vanessa and said, "Vanessa, do me a favor. Can you give this to Jaime? He needs it for some legal issues." But she never gave it to him. She kept the money. So that became a bit of a scandal. And then she went live with the ladies over at Tea with Cat and Friends, TEA on YouTube, Tea with Cat and Friends. And I guess she wanted to go live there to kind of explain or I don't know, maybe state her case, So we're all waiting to see, all right, she's going to explain about the money. So that's the video that we're going to go with tonight. It's not a real long one, but that video set off another series of events, which I'll explain to you right afterwards. Am I trying to give another competition? Competition? There is no competition. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. Hope everyone's had a good weekend and are ready for the week tomorrow. I'm going to be, I've been saying this for years, right? Like forever. But I think I'm officially going to start to switch over to YouTube exclusively. Facebook is giving me some issues with the technical side anyway. And it might be easier just to stick with one platform. So if you don't have a YouTube account, it's free. You should just get one. Just create an account and then subscribe to my channel over there, and I'll put it right here. Did I spell that right? Yep. That's the link right there. I put it in the comments. Now, let me find the video so we can get to it. It is 9:16 p.m. And I don't think a lot of us want to be on here too late. As long as I can find another video, I don't mind at all. All right. Is we ready? Let's do it.
Send a link.
I'm here.
And I haven't wanted to do it. And
I'll go ahead. Go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Can you guys hear? Sound okay?
I've been real quiet. You know, look at her. Crazy. Look at her going crazy. I've been real quiet. I haven't said anything because you all know, and she knows, and I don't give a fuck if she's listening. In fact,
okay. So part of this is she's fighting with her neighbor, the one she's been fighting with for, I want to say months, but it's been years, to be honest. And that's what, but then she'll get into the other topic.
Hold on. Let me copy this link to send it to the RPD page. 1 second. Hold up. Because she loves to do that. So, let me do that. Okay, the RPD page has this. So you don't want to be scaring me or telling me anything like that.
Oy vey. What she did was send the video, or however she does it, but she decided to copy in Raymondville Police Department so they could hear what's going on with all this. It was right now, and I forgot. It's been a while since I've seen this. But when she said, "Hang on, I'm going to send this to RPD," I was like, "RPD? What are you talking about?" And then that's when I remembered. She thinks the Raymondville Police Department is going to sit there and go, "All right, let's watch some of this gossip and tea."
At all. Where do I begin? Right? Where do I?
And it's funny, this is one of those. Sorry, I keep interrupting. I know, but she keeps making it sound like it's no big deal. So the real question was, some lady gave you money, $500. You were supposed to give it to Jaime. He didn't ask for it. She was just gifting it to him as a friend. And then, that woman never followed up, and she assumed he got the money, and she was helping him, and so here we go.
I begin. Can somebody let me know the minute that she
Why don't you begin where
makes it aware that can? Yes, but let me know when she's aware that I'm speaking.
Who cares?
Why don't you begin when she used to wish that you were dying, that you would die?
Okay, so Tea with Cat and Friends is made up of, right now, 3 ladies, and they all, they've got this, they've got an issue also with another YouTube personality, and they also got their thing going on there. But they're actually pretty funny if you listen to them sometimes.
Okay, first of all, this is what prompted me to come out here. You're right. ¿Cómo que yo no quiero hablar de lo que pasó 4 años? Digo, first of all, lady, you are only known because your very first video from beginning to end was judging me. That is unequivocal. You cannot argue with that. You can't. So when that woman says, I've only been defending myself, first of all, that is my plight. You're trying to switch destinies with me, which I think is really weird. She's acting like she's she got herself involved in this because this was a good humanitarian thing to do. And then because she got involved in this and she was standing up for the right thing, people were coming after her. No, you involved yourself with hate. You thought it was cool back then, and it was cool back then, to participate in the hate against me. That's why your first video was nothing but hate.
Okay.
And that right there, that video proves everything that you're saying is a lie about your involvement in this.
I forget how far in it is when we get to the money part, but I don't want to skip anything, so I'll just let this play out.
No. And whether they know it or not, there may or may not be an active United States Department of Justice, a group of people that have been tasked with the situation.
So she's, when you hear people say she's delusional, or people say it or write it, she really is. Because she actually thinks people from the Department of Justice, yes, federal, she thinks people from the Department of Justice are reviewing all of this and at some point are going to intervene. Mm-hmm.
And if you think that the U.S. Department of Justice doesn't care about small town shit like this, go ask all the 4 small towns that have had kind of very similar issues to what we're going through here in Willoughby County, and ask why does the Department of Justice care about them? What happened to me was a hate crime.
No, it wasn't.
And we're going to get to this right now. What happened to me was a hate crime.
It was not a hate crime. And for those of you who don't know what she's referring to, we will get to that as well. Let me flash this on the screen right now because it is a constant ongoing issue. This video is a reaction / commentary video created for purposes of opinion, criticism, discussion, and public commentary. It uses publicly available material only as needed to respond, analyze, or express viewpoints. No claim is made to ownership of third-party content shown incidentally. This content is protected under the free speech rights guaranteed by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution and other applicable laws governing commentary, criticism, and fair use. All opinions in these live video transmissions or recordings belong to me, Manny behind the mic, and or Manny's Hard Truth, respectively. Okay, let us continue.
Cheeskies is a name that's used to put down a neurodivergent person who this hateful woman claims her kids are neurodivergent. It's not good to be making fun of or doing anything bad to any neurodivergent, right? But how come it's okay for you to do that to me? And you want to make yourself a martyr that it's being done to your children, and the only reason that your children got involved was because you got involved with this hate against me.
Okay, I'll tell you what some of that is too. Can you guys read these comments like that? Do you want me to leave it there? Or do I need to read each one? Let's see what happens if I do this. Hang on. Oh, it does pop up. Okay. John says it's as though we're watching a mentally ill criminal in a police interrogation room. I know, right? It's like we're watching something like a documentary, like a true crime thing on TV with the police interrogating somebody, or a Zoom video where they're in court and then one of the people goes nuts or whatever. Yeah, it does feel like that.
And your first video was proof, and every video after that is proof. But what made me ask to go live right now is the bullshit she said right now. No me hables de 4 años. No me hables de 4 años.
Okay, so real quick, a little bit of context to this. So her neighbor has got a couple of sons that are special needs, like legit special needs, not fake special needs, but legit special needs. And that neighbor was having an issue with somebody else, different podcast. And I mean, when these people were attacking each other, it got like personal. They were involving their kids, other people's kids, and doing stuff to them. So her neighbor was able to get someone else arrested on harassment of her children, or harassment of special needs people. And somebody actually went to jail for that. So when this one found that out, she exploded because how come nobody's getting arrested? You know, people doing stuff to me. You know, I have autism and I'm on a spectrum. This one freaked the hell out, and now she's been wanting all kind of people arrested, because if her neighbor could have people arrested for that kind of harassment, then she should be able to get people arrested. That's why this one really got triggered by that, and she wanted that same kind of justice, even though that went to court and that's being played out. But that's why she was all hyped up, because why is somebody else getting arrested for harassment, but nobody's who's harassing me and I'm special needs? How come nobody's getting arrested? So that was her whole thing.
Mm-mm. Oh, no. Let's talk about this year. Let's talk about this year. Let's talk about since the penal code has changed. No, let's talk about this year because you have a little trail going to your house. Remember, I sent this link to the Rainbow PD. You have a little trail going to your house, worn out, going to the Rainbow PD, making the people in our community think that somehow the Rainbow PD is going to be doing some corrupt ass shit for you. Somehow the Rainbow PD, like the Rainbow PD in the past, wanted to misinterpret our United States Constitution.
Michael Knight, she's got autism like the police planted the. Yeah, and having said that, Mike, you just reminded me of something. So more now we're talking about Carmelo Anthony real quick. The boy that was just young man that was just sentenced to 35 years in prison for killing Austin Metcalf. Someone came out and said, "Oh, there's more details. Nobody knows this. Stuff is going to come out now. Stuff like Carmelo Anthony has epilepsy." And so they're appealing the 35-year. They're appealing the murder verdict, which is not going to go anywhere because he's guilty. It was obvious. That was never a conspiracy or nothing. That was cut and dry. He stabbed someone when he shouldn't have, and everything was correct. The Carmelo Anthony supporters are saying it was an all-white jury. It was not. There was white, there was Hispanic, there was Asian, and something else. It was mixed. There just was no black people because they couldn't get a black potential juror to say, if you find that the defendant, because he's black and he's going to get sentenced, are you okay to sentence guilty? And they all said no. Not a single person said no. I can't. And that's why there was no black people in the jury. Yes, believe it or not, that's what happened. That's from court documents and interviews of court officials. Okay, back to this.
This woman is a mimic. That's not an opinion, it's true.
So we got into the portion, and she likes to do this whenever she does go live with people, and she does here and there, or used to. I don't know if she will anymore. But she will just filibuster and take over. And these ladies wouldn't normally let her take over. I don't think they considered it her taking over, but it's more fun to just let her ramble and see what she says.
I made a video one day stating, what can I do to prove to people that this woman will copy anything regarding me? And I literally stated, I'm just going to pop my lips. What has she been doing since then? Every time she feels brava, every time she feels, like a teenager, there she is popping her lips. You know why? Because that's the Nasa Tijerina energy.
Okay, so what she means by popping her lips, you guys know this already, right? It's something having to do with that. So I'm sure her neighbor started doing it just to troll her. But she actually thinks the neighbor's trying to copy her. Like, the way AOC copied Vanessa, right? Yeah. That's how. Hey, I can move this. That's cool. Okay. All right.
That's good energy. And this whole time, since you came back from Mexico, you've been trying to rebrand your hate into a good, wholesome image. I'm no longer the woman that just a few months ago, this year, not 4 years ago, was in complete violation of that penal code. No, I'm not her. I'm the woman that gives bikes away. I'm not the woman that states, I don't know why people watch other people that they don't like when all I had to do was post a video of her watching my TikTok and going absolutely crazy, pretending to vomit. Why are you watching people you don't like? Trying to embarrass me. Everything that's in the penal code was what she was trying to do 6 months ago. This year, not 4 years ago. It's just because Vanessa Tijerina hasn't gone to the police station. What you try to do is what's all over my page as proof. As proof. That's why I wanted to, and I was like, what do you mean you don't want to talk about 4 years ago? Let's talk about this year. Because that law has been in place for 3 years. No, you violated it this year. You violated it this year. And what I'm saying is protected under the First Amendment. What I'm saying is not hate speech. What I'm saying, I am defending myself. I am the woman that you pretend to be every single freaking day of your life. I'm who you pretend to be every day of your life. Because before you set eyes on me, you were that woman that was just making those kind of, loud noises, and no one had even heard of you but your family and the people that you had been harassing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. She's obviously on her. Well, it looks like she's on her phone, but I guess she could be on a computer. Because if she's got headphones on, she can hear herself, and she doesn't need to be speaking so loud. But since she is speaking so loud, that tells me it's just the headphones covering the sound, and she can't hear the sound of her own voice. So why the hell does she have headphones on if they're not being used? Because if they were being used, she wouldn't talk so loud. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Terry.
Before that. But no, you thought that it was going to be cool. Wait till the world knows that my Rio Grande Valley thought it was so cool and you were one of them. We're going to go ahead and call this Cheeskie's TV. Think about this. Haters. Anybody watching? How many of your kids have autism? How many of your kids have ADHD? How many of your kids are neurodivergent? Right?
Many of them do, but you don't.
Cheeskis is a synonym for the R word in Spanish.
So there's a page which I need to publish again, but there's a page on Facebook that goes by that name right there. I put it in the comments. No more Cheeskie's life. So Cheeskie's, all right? Which is short for Chisquiada. She will have you make you believe that it means like retarded, mentally not there. My understanding of the word It just means like, little troublemaker, like a rascal, like a runt, not a runt, but not retarded. But she wants to make you think that's what it is. So that's why we made the page. Well, the page was made already before I joined. No more Cheeskies lies. That's what all that means. And the guy who first started streaming her and he had his thing with her is Frank. And he always called her La Chisqueada. And that, oh man, the way that a laughing emoji triggers her now is what that word to this day still triggers her. But I wouldn't relate it exactly to retard or retarded. At least that's me in my personal opinion.
But how many people to this day have pages with that derogatory term that Meta, aka Facebook, is not aware of? But the entire Hispanic community watching that is very well aware of that. YouTube is not aware of it yet either. It's not. But that's why I wanted to come on. And let's go ahead and talk about that costume from last night, right? First of all, we all know. Let me tell you something. Mera Verga, she's going to say what that costume was about. I would have saved a lot of money though, because regardless of what we're talking about, this is just on a side note. If I already had the nose and the features and everything else, that literally you would look at me and the minute you would look at me, you'd think, witch. I wouldn't be wasting money looking like a witch when I look like a witch 365 days a year, 366 on leap year. What do you mean this holiday is a witch? Why are you wasting money on shit like that? Right? Just be yourself. Just be yourself. If we were talking about somebody that looked like a witch. Right? Right. Let's talk about fupas.
Hi, Lori. Hi, Dee.
Fupas are not in that area. They're not in that area. Fupas are the triangular area below the pelvis between the legs, called the mons pubis. Two different words. But then again, what can we expect when we are literally listening to somebody that demonstrates her logic, lack of, in my.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Dee Dee's birthday today. Happy birthday, Dee Dee Cruz. Maybe I can send Vanessa a message and she can sing you happy birthday. Would you like that? Would you like for me to arrange that? I can arrange that.
My opinion, lack of reason and lack of sensibility and practicality. A fupa's not there. That's what you stuffed into those pants was to look like a paniculus. You see the difference? A paniculus is that little bit of apron. A lot of us get a really big one. Some of us get a really tiny one, especially after having a baby. It's the skin that hangs over. That's a paniculus. This is basic analogy in physiology. A fupa is a fat cat, which I still have, by the way. My stomach's flat. Oh, well, before anybody supporters say, well, Yeah, but your stomach is, because what? Because what? Because I got surgery on the outside? Because we have somebody right now stand up saying, my stomach is flat, flat. Your stomach is flat, flat because you got surgery on the inside. You got surgery on the inside, but you want to put people down that got surgery on the outside. That still has a flat, flat stomach. But you want to stand up to your audience and show off how you do not have, a stomach that's not flat.
Now I know why her sound is all messed up. That's what she's using the headphones, and she's using the microphone from the headphones. It's a very cheap ass set of headphones, is why you get this real crappy sound coming from her. That's exactly what it is.
But you don't want to add to that the reason that I don't have a stomach. If y'all have seen my previous pictures, if somebody wanted to dress like me for Halloween, they'd probably, have to stuff their clothing because I was much bigger. If somebody wanted to be cruel and dress like me for Halloween, they'd have to stuff their pants to show a non-flat stomach that I had prior to my gastric sleeve. Y'all stop me when I'm lying. Like the minute that I say a lie, please stop me. Okay, just so you. The minute that I'm lying, please stop me. So let me tell you something. I've been waiting. Because you all know that whenever I go live, I'm gonna go ham. I'm gonna go ham in every legal, lawful, ethical way possible. Dan, what are you watching this shit? You know me, Dan. I sat in your office
I'm
for
sorry,
a long time. For a long time I sat in your office. Dan? Right? For a long, long time. You're going to be known forever as a lawyer to that. I mean, right? I mean, shit, I don't know. I guess if I was a lawyer and I would just be taking somebody's money too, I guess. If I was that kind of lawyer.
So she's talking about an attorney that she had. I don't think he's her attorney anymore. But you can tell she's trying to divert from a certain topic. In case you can't get that.
So let me tell you something. Your client's going to take you this right now, and I know what you're going to tell her. You're going to ask her questions first. You're going to say, does she really have a video of you putting her down? This year? Reacting to one of her TikToks? Yeah, but I didn't say.
Like now she's threatening that attorney, but it's like, who cares? What is the point of this?
Say her name. You don't got to say her name. You've given her so many names that people already know who your neighbor, not the one you're giving electricity to, but the neighbor that you've been talking shit about for 4 years. The neighbor that has been defending herself for 4 years. The neighbor whose window you came to and she saw your ass. When you jumped the fence, because right next to you, that neighbor, who is me, by the way, 2 weeks after I was recovering from the beating that I will always say she had everything to do with. Because now I have proof. So for the last 4 years that she's been saying, what a coincidence that I get beat up like, what was that? Her first video was July of 2020. What a coincidence that she wants to claim stalking when she's on video after a certain man says, no, I'll give you gas money. Go right around and find out where she's at. And she did, and she told the whole world. She disclosed my location.
I remember watching this as it happened. And there were a lot of people going, what the hell is she talking about? She's rambling. She's just rambling. You know, this is what happened when she invited Dre McCray. Vanessa invited Dre McCray live one time. I have that also. And, you know, you bring a guest on so you can let them speak and get their opinion or interview them or something. But this is all she does is she just takes over and just starts to ramble, and it's like, why bother having a guest? So anyway, that's what she's doing right now, rambling.
That was only months after her first hateful video. Up until that, though, that man was paying people. Why was she the other day? Like, Charles Adams. I don't know who that is, but she don't like Charles Adams. She's trying to get Charles Adams in trouble. But Charles Adams, did a wonderful job of showing how she has stalked me. Right? Charles Adams, I don't know if Charles Adams knows this, but that very solemn video where she's telling Frank Marr, I lost $100 has nothing to do. Those $100 didn't have anything to do with them putting something in my car. Those are two different attempts of damaging me. People don't know that. No. The $100 that she lost was really not even hers. It was money that was given to her, is what was told to me, was given to her by John Allen to buy liquor to somehow get me drunk, that I don't drink ever. It's not. And then drive. And the moment she gets behind the wheel after she's been drinking, call the police. That was that $100 that she was speaking about, when she was saying, I've lost a lot of money, it's $100, it may not be a lot of money. That's not the same money that we're talking about, that Miss Painter inadvertently was lied to, right? And because I'm going to bring it up, because what is she going to try to do? Is she just there on a platform and all these ladies? I've forgiven all these ladies. None of these ladies try to get my ass beat on December the 23rd of 2020. None of these ladies were trying to make an alibi on December the 24th of 2020. None of these ladies. None of these ladies are evil. I may have annoyed them at one time. But there's a great distinction between these ladies and pure evil incarnate. So I want to go ahead and take this time to remind everybody, I don't give a fuck. Because I was told the other day, she said, and you can keep going and you can post whatever, but if you want to get arrested, then I'd like to see the Raymondville PD arrest me again. After I demonstrate a constitutionally protected right, that no matter if you say that's hate speech, it's not. It's literally your words that were not cut up. No, ma'am. If anything, it was repeated and it was slowed down. That it was never cut up. Nothing was taken out of content. You said that shit this year. So not only were you critiquing me, trying to put me down, you were real mad when had the nerve to put on a 2-piece bikini. Right? Yeah. You got off your live video right now, didn't you? You got off your live video because aquí te tengo, cabrona. Aquí te tengo. You see that? You took that from me.
All right. So apparently I made a mistake, and this is not that video that I was talking about. But there's only a little bit more left. In the meantime, I'm trying to track down the proper video, but nevertheless, it's been a little entertaining, I guess, right? So give me a few minutes and I'll locate that actual video.
The other day you said, because somebody said, how are you? And you were like, I don't want to copy anybody, but I'm surviving. Imagine, you don't want to copy anybody? But that's why you're like, hi everybody. Hello. Hi. You know? And then you know what's her name? We know what's her name. Right? That was gonna shoot, you know, we know what's her name. Right? That hasn't shown up, you know, for her parole stuff. And that's important. Right? Yes, go tell her. Go tell Dan I'm saying that shit too, because y'all both y'all lawyers. And what's he gonna tell you? She's right. She's not lying. And she's defending herself. It is my opinion that they're trying to change your image so much that that's why you're like, guys, I just saw a video. You didn't see shit. She just told you, hey, you should talk about this because people are going to care about it. What's so sad is that other people haven't caught on, but you are trying so hard. You are trying so hard to get a Vanessa Tijerina Robb Elementary School shooting moment. That's why every time there's a school shooting, you go crazy. It's never going to be the same because you're not smart enough to understand, in my opinion, that is the worst school shooting that we will ever see in modern day history, because there wasn't just one killer there was 20. One in the classroom and 19 in the hallway. We know that now because two were indicted. What about the other 17 that were trained in the exact same way? Right? So I was right from the beginning. There was 20. Because when you're a police officer, you go in there and you hear that your compañeros outside are not letting the parents in to save their kids. You can't even try to shoot through the damn window. The trooper was going to kneel on his knees while he heard all these kids asking for help, screaming for help. Then you're going to be there saying that we took so long because we were trying to look for keys when you didn't even know that the door was unlocked because you didn't even try it. I'm saying and I'm mentioning all that because not only do you want to have a Uvalde school shooting moment like Vanessa, which also goes to show you're trying to switch. You are in my opinion, that woman is so obsessed with me that she is literally trying to swap destinies with me. She feels that she is smarter than the Raymondville PD, that she's smarter than the governor, that she's smarter than the attorney general.
Okay, I got to cut this off. It's driving me nuts. And thank you to Kathy. She showed me which video it was exactly. So, guess what that means? Anyway, I hope you found that somewhat entertaining. At least. We'll call that the bonus video. And I'm going to have to share the screen here. Give me a second. Yep.
Monetizing Rebecca Lynn.
Nelda.
I'm gonna skip a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Live and
to 10 in the house, having, as y'all know what's going on with Miss Painter. So
and my deepest condolences. I wanted to go live and, you know, say that, and I didn't even want to do this live, but I didn't want to. I have so many important things that I'm doing, but after this weekend, I just thought it was really important that I speak up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We hadn't gone live because, you know, as y'all know, Miss Painter lost her brother. So we're heartbroken here, you know. But we're back. We will start. I know, quick announcement real quickly. The Easter giveaway, we decided that every Sunday we're going to give 100.
So this is the real case of someone, instead of her, Vanessa, telling somebody this, somebody's telling her,
"Where's my fucking money, motherfucker? Where's my fucking money, bitch?"
yeah, definitely.
Vanessa wanted to come live. As you know, yesterday there was a lot of things going on back and forth on other platforms, and this, you know, everybody blaming Connie for all of this stuff that's going on. It's ridiculous. If y'all caught any of the lives, y'all know, towards the end, it just seemed like it was a big hot mess with the three other platforms all jumping on the bandwagon to I guess join this this back and forth.
It's not even a back and forth at this point.
Not with you, but having to do with Connie, you know. So Vanessa's gonna explain her side, and here's the floor, Vanessa.
Thank you. So I haven't seen anything that anybody has. I haven't seen anything. I'm going by what people who I trust, what they tell me.
So they were having another issue going on with, there was a T with Cat and Friends actually had another member, but then that member of their group decided to step back, and then there was a lot of, you know, gossip surrounding that. So she gets into that a little bit.
And I could just imagine, right?
Yeah.
But yesterday I was working and I get a phone call. I get a message, and it's from Hyman, and it wasn't a kind message, and I didn't understand it at first. And then he said the name of somebody, and I mean, we don't have the same circle of friends. So I'm not going to think that if you say the name of somebody that I know, that automatically is the same person. So then he explained who it was, and I was like, you know what? I trust her way more than I trust you. I don't know what's going on, but let me call her, right? And so then she calls me and she tells me that she simply, congratulated him, for.
Okay. She's talking about the woman that gave her the money to pass along to Jaime. That's who she's talking about and talking to.
I guess I don't even know what he announced, but I'm guessing it's like the charges were gone or whatever. And this was from the arrest where I forgot which one it was. But anyways, I'll explain it right now. So then she finally explains to me that she had given me $500. And
okay. Her mistake was stopping that sentence right there. It should have been, she had given me $500 to give to Jaime. But she just stopped it as, she had given me $500. And, well, let's see what she says.
I did what she wanted me to do with those $500. Then she explained to me something else, and I was like, okay. You see, because at this point...
Okay, she doesn't complete the story. She just cuts it, and she starts to go somewhere else. And I want to do that again.
Where, I forgot which one it was. But anyways, I'll explain it right now. So then she finally explains to me that, you know, she had given me $500. And I did what she wanted me to do with those $500. Then she explained to me something else, and I was like, okay. You see,
okay.
Because at this point, this was years ago. How many years ago was this, Kathy?
Gosh, probably 2 years, I want to say.
It was like 2.5
Was it
years,
2 years?
at that point.
Or 3.
Because I haven't talked to that to them the other side for a year.
This is how, okay, you know.
And it doesn't matter whether it was 2 years, a year and a half, or 3 years. That has nothing to do with anything.
You know what I don't like? Let me start off with this. What I don't like is that when he messaged me, he was like, yeah, me and her talk. No, you don't. She reached out to you because she saw you. Do you know why she saw you? Because of me. You know why she helped you? Because of me. She wasn't going to help you for any other reason than because she knew me. And at that point, when she knew of him, she hadn't realized how much he had damaged me. And I was actually there waiting for him to be bonded out.
So the reason he was supposed to get out, she was there and she was supposed to have that money for his use, not for her use.
Only because I wanted to make sure that, you know, nobody showed up to, you know, hassle him, you know, and harass him. And sure enough, that's when we had gotten a picture of, you know, those two ladies driving away, right? Because they did go over there to do that. So it really bothered me, the fact that he wanted to make me believe that this friend, who's my friend, that they talk. No, the fuck you don't talk. She saw you. She gave you a thank you. And, you know, and in the course of that discussion, you know, there was a revelation. And when she explained to me the revelation, I was like, okay. And I already knew what it was going to be like.
So what's the revelation? You see, she's talking like around things and won't get to the point.
And I was like, you know what? Okay. And the first thing that popped into my head was, I'm going to do the right, well, I knew I was going to do the right thing. And I was going to pay him. I was going to pay him, right? And I was like, you know what? You accused me of stealing from a lady. And not only that, your first text to me, like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
So basically, she's trying to turn this into, how dare you speak to me that way, because basically he said this.
Where's my fucking money, motherfucker? Where's my fucking money, bitch?
Basically, that's what he said. And this one is drawing attention away from the actual money and turning it into, how dare you someone talk to me like that? Oh my God. That's what's going on right here. Deflect, trying to make the issue of the money. You notice she didn't say that she kept it. She didn't say she gave it to him. She just mentioned it, and that's it.
I don't care what you think of me. I don't care how you're feeling. And let me also remind y'all that I do not like that I have to defend myself against these people. I really don't. I really don't. Because all of these people who spoke on the issue, they all tried destroying me. That's the reason that they have their platforms, is because of my story. They don't have their platforms because of their stories. They don't have their platforms because of anything else other than the one thing they have in common, was to talk shit about me and to present me to the world as the worst human being they possibly could. So when I started thinking about it, I was like, you're telling me how sad you stole from a lady, you stole from a lady. I was like, okay, you want to say that. And also the way you came at me. So I know he's going to see this, and just so he knows, had he not come at me like a bitchy woman, he would have that money.
See, but it was his money to begin with. If he would have had the money, had you given him the money, there would be no need for him to be bitchy once he found out that he never got the money. Are you guys following me? Do you get this? She's like completely avoiding some specifics here.
Sure enough. Because I was going to do the right thing. And so
She says, I was going to do the right thing.
some people would probably be like, Vanessa, well, what? Because I'm not going to be arguing. Because I've learned, you know what? Y'all see what I've gone through. Officers planted drugs in my damn car.
See, now it's all about her. She's the victim. This is despicable. In fact, it makes me more pissed off now than it did back then.
You don't think that is way more important? A fucking judge is about to be in huge trouble.
Never happened.
I mean, those are fights and battles and wars that are way bigger than dealing with this man who I have never really bothered to ever, clarify anything that he's ever said about me, because he's open about his mental illness, and we don't know if he is medicating himself or not, right? But when you start and when you think, and I don't know, I guess he thought after so many years, Vanessa does not openly clarify anything that he says about her. He thinks that he's just going to continue to do it. And it's like, no, not this time. Not this time.
So once again, the whole story went, Jaime, this lady messaged him and said, oh, I haven't seen you and haven't talked to you in a while. I hope you made good use of the money. And he's like, what money? And she said, oh, I gave money to give to you. It was $500. I gave it to Vanessa, and I told her to do me a favor to give it to you. And that's when he just freaked out. That's what this is about. Somebody asked her a favor, give this money to Jaime, but she never did the favor. She kept the money for herself. That's the story. Now, hearing that and then listening to what she's saying, which is a bunch of word salad, she's just rambling on trying to make you forget about the $500. To me, that's despicable. I mean, she took the money. She just took the money.
Not this time. Not this time, because you came at me real bravo. And you're a fucking man.
See, the fact that she's upset of how the way he approached her about that's too freaking bad. Why didn't you just give him the money? I would have asked her, okay, so what happened to the money? Why didn't you give it to him?
You're a fucking man. You're a fucking man, and you go after fucking women. Like, you know? And the thing is that he had already kind of had been... I just don't like the fact that he, like everybody else that spoke about this issue at all yesterday, they've all in their own ways tried to destroy me. And he's no different, but he gained a lot of supporters when he gave us all the impression that he was now, walking away from the dark side, right?
Oh,
and so he gained a huge following when he decided, that all those people, John Allen and everybody that was, really harming me, and that, all this and that. And the thing is, he was just using my story to be able to look like a better person. Like, you turned over a new leaf. Like, this person that you used to go after, that you had no business going after. So I started thinking about all that, because remember, I was going to give him that money. I was like, you know what? Let me do right by this. I don't need to be worrying about this and bickering about this. I really don't.
But
so let me fix this, right? And so I started thinking about that. And then I started thinking how he had recently messaged me saying, well, I'm going to say this, what are you going to say? You don't know shit about me. I don't hang out with you.
See, she's not getting to the point. She's just trying to, like somebody said, deflecting, redirecting, trying to confuse, trying to get people to go, oh, wow, she's in court with the judges and getting them in trouble and stuff. Oh, wow, yeah. Who cares about the $500? But somebody could. So somebody said, what does that lady say about it? That's one thing we don't know is what Vanessa probably told her, oh, yeah, I gave it to him. Mm-hmm. But then when she talked to Jaime, found out he didn't get it. See, that's what I would like to know. This person doesn't, is not into this social media and being online and the stuff that goes back and forth. So, nobody wanted to bother her with that. And Jaime at some point just said, well, just forget about it. It's like, what? It's like, I don't know, man.
You're not going to shake me down. You're not going to scare me. You're certainly not going to shake me down for $500. You're not going to do that. You're not going to approach me in the way that you approached me. Demand answers. Then he started demanding answers. Man, I'm not going to tell you nothing. Because who are you? This is the same man. I started thinking, Vanessa, think about what you're about to do. You're going to give him $500. And I'm like, this is the same man who, even after he was now not against Vanessa, had the nerve to say, I just don't like that she doesn't take accountability. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck is anybody of the 8 billion people in the world? Because the last time, I don't think that Jaime, created everything in 7 nights and 7 days.
The hell is she? Kind of sounds like Kamala Harris. Making no sense at all. Completely off topic and trying to steer away from that topic. And basically, any intelligent person, anybody, most, if not all of you people here, knows she's full of crap. It's obvious she's saying she kept the money. She didn't give it to the intended recipient.
Only one entity did that, and that wasn't even a human.
And then when she looks away for a bit, she's like, it's because she's, oh man, I want this to be over. What am I going to say? And then what kind of bullshit am I going to say next? That's whenever she's like, and
that's who I am accountable to. That's who I'm accountable to. And so I was like, no. Plus, no. No. So I was like, since you said you stole money from the lady, and also, you know how he said, yeah, me and her talk? No, the fuck you do not. She just reached out to you because she heard you and stuff. And one more time, the only reason she gave $500 for you to get out was because you were my friend.
So freaking what? That gives you the right to keep money that's supposed to be for him? And there's people out there who believe she's not evil. This guy. So the lady knew him because of her. So what? She's committed to you now, spiritually, emotionally, and every kind of way. She can't feel bad for Jaime and want to give him, show him some love and give him some help. Who cares if it's because of you? What the hell difference does that make?
You were not going, that wasn't going to happen because you were this wonderful, great person. You see, people from Raymondville don't understand that these fucking people that have pretended to be my friends from outside of Willacy County they've all betrayed me. They've done awful fucking things.
See, here we go back to everything about her.
And then I started thinking about, he's there talking all this shit to me, and it's like, he didn't call me 2 weeks ago. He didn't call me 2 weeks ago to say, hey, Vanessa, I'm sorry that I'm a nosy ass. I'm sorry that I'm nosy. And I decided to butt into your life. Right? And that's the reason that you do not have your daughters and you haven't seen them in 5 years.
Yeah, there was one point where Jaime was all over her. I mean, I remember that one video. I don't know. She was at some park, and he was yelling at her, "Oh, go take care of your daughters. Get out of here. Get out of here." And he was very, very outspoken about, the daughters should be in with her, that they should be taken care of better. And that's how that friction started.
Because I decided to just butt into something that had shit to do with me. Yeah. So I want to call and tell you I'm sorry, because you didn't deserve that. You and your little girls were actually harassed. Yeah. And paraphernalia was planted in your car. So I thought about all that, and I was like, I ain't gonna give you that damn money. I'm gonna give it to the person who had the good heart to help you with it, because it was her money.
So this is where it remained. And hang on, let me remove this so I can. Nobody knows if it happened or not. She claims she gave the money back to the lady, which is a bunch of crap. How do we know it's a bunch of crap? Because she never mentioned it again. If she would have done something right, do the right thing. If she would have done something that was morally right, she would not shut the fuck up about it. She would have went on, I met with the lady and I gave her the money back, or something. It would have been that. It would have been that all over the place. All over the place. And of course, that never happened. So nobody believes that she gave the money back, because she didn't have the money at that point.
Right. And that's what I did. And the thing is, I insisted. She didn't want me to. She didn't want me to. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to be called a thief. I'm not going to go out there and tell, what happened, because it's not even fucking worth it. It's not even fucking worth it. It's not.
This is just short of, I guess I'm showing my age. Anybody ever seen the original Honeymooners with Jackie Gleason? He was a bus driver, the old black and white TV show. Anytime he was put on the spot, or he stuck his foot in his mouth, he would start hamana. Like he didn't know what he was gonna say. That's what this is.
And let me just, let me make sure she gets her money, right? Because she did that out of the goodness of her heart. And she did that because she thought, this is a person that is a good person with Vanessa. No, the fuck he's not. No, the fuck he is not. No, he's not. He's an opportunist, right? And you see, I didn't know that she was going to tell him.
And when she's telling a story, and somebody just pointed this out, and it's very true. She's telling a story. She can't look at the camera. She's not looking like, when she believes something, I'm a victim. People did this to me. I'm looking right at the camera. But since she's lying, and she's telling a story, So I said, it's like that. Anybody else notice that?
He's an opportunist, right? And you see, I didn't know that she was going to tell him, because I would have been fine going the rest of my life with all these motherfuckers talking shit about me. I don't care. I'm being serious. I would have been fine going the rest of my life with everybody in the world thinking the worst regarding this issue.
Yeah, because you don't give a crap that people, what they think of you, because they already know. It's not shocking, but it's like you should have done the right thing and gave him the money. His money. His money. I don't believe personally for a second that she gave that lady the money back. Nope, that did not happen. I'll put money on it.
I honestly did not think that anybody was going to know.
Yeah, that's the problem. You were called out. I mean, look, she's just, oh my God. Full of manure. Full of manure. You know what? I don't care. Full of shit. You know, that was a movie, a line. He says, how deep in the shit do you think he is? He goes, about up to here. She got called out. She knows it. And now she's just, what do you call that? Damage control. That's what you call this, damage control.
But I think the lady was like freaking out, like, why are you still making a big deal out of this?
I think she was upset, wasn't she, Vanessa? Because it was aired out on.
Well, this is the thing too, is that I think I confused the lady, but also Hyman was hounding her. He was hounding her because, you know, I didn't know she was going to tell him about that. I was going to give her the money, right? And I think at that point, well, he's going to look like a fucking asshole. How can you not look like a fucking asshole?
And that's because of you. But I don't think doesn't sound like he was hounding her. He knew nothing about it until that one day where she happened to send him a message and said, oh, by the way, I hope you put that money to good use. And he's like, what money? That's how this started. He said, what money? What are you talking about? And then she said, well, I gave money to Vanessa to give to you. That's why this exploded. That makes sense. Not what she's saying.
Because the person that you're saying stole, you know, is not even out there going to, because I'm done clearing my fucking name to people in the fucking valley. Fuck. I'm serious. Because the majority of the people in the valley that want me to clear my fucking name with them, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't care. And this is about every issue.
Well, you know what? I'm going to give you my opinion on this. I think it was a shit show from the beginning, because he comes on live and he talks about this, right? And then another platform goes live and she's got breaking news, supposedly that you're out there saying that it was Connie, right?
And that's what I want to say. This is how her name was brought up, because I don't know why he lied. I don't know. Or he gave the impression to that lady that, first of all, you know how he said, yeah, me and her talk? Well, he lies so much. He also told her, yeah, she denied knowing you. How did I deny knowing her when my second comment to you was, let me call her real quick? That fucking lets you know that's how close I am to her. Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you?
I don't know. I personally would have kept going hard on what did you do with the money? At that time, we know why now you're not wanting to give him the money, because you're pissed off at him. I mean, too fucking bad, but okay, you're pissed off at him. So now you don't want to give him the money. Why didn't you give him the money 2 or 3 years ago when all this happened? That's what I want to know. That's where I would have been going and pressing, is why didn't you give him the money then?
Right? So she was telling me that he had said that that day that he was getting bonded out, that I'm the one that picked him up and that I took him home. And I said no, and I clarified it. I said no, Connie's the one that was there, and I waited with her. That I forgot she doesn't know Connie. But that's why her name was brought up. And I said I was there waiting with her because, and that's how much. Look at the shit he did. And back then I was there because I cared enough about that human being that I wanted to make sure that RJ and Ofelia Moreno weren't over there trying to harass him.
She don't care about that human being, which is Jaime. She only really cares about a particular couple of people. And that's because these people have helped her in the past, and they could potentially help her again in the future when she's in trouble, and they might help her. But that's the only reason why she cares about them. She doesn't really care about them. She doesn't. She cares about nobody. Except for some reason, Mr. Jamaica over there.
But you
Right.
see how you said Connie gave him a ride home, and
Mm-hmm.
how they fabricated that line right there into, oh, she gave Connie the money.
Well,
Yeah, there was another situation going on, and some people were conflating it to who gave him the money. Some people didn't know who it was. A lot of people didn't know who it was. And then there was a situation with the young lady that was with this group with Kat, and she left. And then there was tensions there. And then people just started kind of conflating, and it was Connie that gave him the money. And it wasn't that at all. It was just a big old mess.
and that's when I was like, because the thing is this, I wanted to do the right thing like right away, because
Wanted to and doing it are two different things. Wanting to do the right thing and doing the right thing are two different things. And you know what? It was already too late to do the right thing. Because do the right thing would have been 2.5 years ago, when you were supposed to do the right thing as a favor to the lady. You fucked that one up. That could have shown good on you. Somebody trusted you with money. They asked you for a favor. You did the favor. Now you got a little bit of credibility building. But no, you had to fuck it up.
I just didn't want to get into any of the other. I just wanted to do the right thing. I wanted the lady to get the money, right? Yeah. And why the fuck am I going to give the name of whoever? Why would I give the name or say this person? Why would I do that if the whole point of making it right is to make it right?
Yeah.
I didn't, and I'm sure that because Jaime was hounding her, and he even was texting me, even though he was talking all this shit. He wasn't telling y'all how many times he asked me, who did you give the money to? Over and over and over again.
So?
Who the fuck are you that I have to explain shit to you?
She still doesn't get it? All this, and she doesn't get it? All this talk. I mean, if you don't get it now, it's like, who are you that I got to tell you? Like, bitch, you were supposed to give him $500 2.5 years ago, or 3, whatever it is. So that her saying this is really dumb.
You give the money to over and over and over again. Who?
In a way, she's right. It was not who did you give the money to. It was more like, why didn't you give me the money? Why didn't you give it to me back then?
Who the fuck are you that I have to explain shit to you? After everything you have fucking done to me, who the fuck are you? And then you have the nerve to tell me, I'm going to take you to civil court. How are you going to take me to civil court? You just said, you're trying to, what the fuck? Which is it? It can't be both. You're trying to imply that I stole money from somebody that is not you. How are you going to take me to court on a claim that someone else has? That's fucking crazy. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. In reality, that lady who initially, you know, the benefactor would have been the one to take Vanessa to court. But I'm sure she don't want to be mentioned online. She doesn't want to be involved in all this mess. To her, she just lost that money. You know, and it was not necessarily a loan for Jaime. So, you know, I suppose she had that money in her mind written off. Like, well, you know, this is what I can give him. I have this and I can give it to him. And I'm sure she don't want to go to court or none of that stuff. Because she knows who she's dealing with. Deep down inside, she knows who.
Like, no. So anyway, and so he was hounding me, and I'm not going to tell him. But the thing is, this friend of mine had never dealt with anybody like him. You see, in Wilson County, we're not used to this kind of people. The only kind of people that are there is like that is my biggest harasser, right? And, you know, she just doesn't deal with people like that. And he would not let up. He would not. If anybody has ever been bothered by him in that way, he will not let up. He will not let up. And so, you know, I'm sure she mentioned something like, well, she said a name, because what he kept harassing her with was the same question. Who did she say she gave it to? Who did she say she gave it to? And it's like, I'm sure my friend was wondering, like, why the fuck is this still your business? I'm getting my money back.
I'm sure she didn't. But yes, Katie Patterson. So she's present when he's released and didn't give him the money. Yeah, that makes sense. Thief. Exactly. You know, this is one of those cut and dry Carmelo Anthony is guilty kind of cases. The jury would be out for 5 minutes, but I'm sure they want to have lunch on the county first, so they'd get lunch. And then as soon as they're done, all right, we're ready, Judge. She's guilty as fuck. That's exactly what would have happened.
I'm getting my money. Why is it still your business, sir?
It's got that whole side to side kind of talk. That's another way you can tell she's lying. What money?
You know? She's getting her money back. You know? I'm sure she was freaking out, right?
I believe if that lady would have got her money back, she would have gave that money to Jaime. That's how nice of a person this was. Just, I mean, to give $500, it's not like you're giving $20 or $6. You're giving $500. If she would have received that money back, I truly believe she probably would have said, look, here you go. You were supposed to have this back then or whatever. But this story here doesn't make sense at all.
Hey, but you know what? That right there, I'm kind of glad it happened that way, because that right there showed that.
You notice how she keeps reaching for something to say, for some kind of explanation. That just says what?
People cared more. Other people cared more about just you know, talking shit about whoever they don't like.
Yeah.
And he showed his true colors. He cared about the fucking money. And it was only at the end of the day that somebody said that he said, well, the lady got her money back. You know, I'm just glad, yeah, after you tried the hardest that you could to try to shake me down. And when you realized, you know what? you know, if she's giving the money to the lady, yeah, the lady's not going to give the money to you. And I'm sure it bothered him. Because why is the lady going to give the money to you? The whole point was for you to get bonded out.
Yeah. In other words, that money was supposed to be his, not yours. Fucking thief.
You know? I'm sure in his mind he had all these ideas of what he wanted to do with that money, and he was
get out of jail.
Wasn't going to tell the public, but it was so obvious afterwards. But even when he found out that the lady was getting her money back and he had already accused me of stealing from her,
which you did, you stole from her and you stole from him. You stole from both of them because you took the money from her saying you were going to do a favor. She wanted that money to go to him. I have to keep explaining this like to a 6-year-old. And I know she gets it, but she's just playing dumb. Like, oh, I don't know. I'm the victim. Who cares?
He really looked greedy because he wouldn't let it go. Because why do you still need money? Why do you care about that money? So at the end of the day, you're going to have to say, I'm just glad she's getting her money back. Yeah, well, you tried all day long to get it to make a different outcome. All day long.
And the lies that came from that, though.
All day long. All day long. But no, I never said anything about anything. And the thing is, this was $500 that was not an electronic transaction. This was $500 in cash. You know, and I
makes no difference. Makes no difference. All the more reason to hand it over to him without excuse. Not about, I don't know, your Cash App or which one's the right one, or, you know, I go to the bank. No, it's just, I got cash. Let's meet and I give it to you. Done.
Immediately. That's why I was like, I'm not even going to, let me just make this right. Because there is no proof of who I gave it to. Because in the same way that she handed it to me is the same way that I handed it to the person. You know? And, I mean, you know, it was just going to be, no. I have other shit that's way more fucking important.
Of course you do. So, yes, exactly, Oriana. So, since he made bail and she picked him up and drove him around, she figured, he doesn't need the money anyway. I'm not even going to mention it. That's exactamundo what happened.
Than me surviving fucking people that the Rio Grande Valley only knows about because of their platforms, because they all fucking talk shit about me. Because I had to stand up for myself. Yeah, I know. My biggest harasser takes that on as their own.
Yeah, of course, all this crap comes back to it's all about her. It's all about her. That's all day long about her. Just like Roy.
And not even her followers will say, well, Vanessa, she did that to you too. And she didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't do a damn thing to her. I didn't do a damn thing to her. Nothing. I just existed. And KK, I see KK. I don't care. I really don't know if they were salivating. They could salivate whatever they want. Like I said, if from right now until the rest of my life, They want to say that I stole that money. I don't care.
It's true. She doesn't care because she knew she got away with it.
Oh, poor you.
She knows she got away with it, and there's nothing anybody on this planet can do about it anymore. And it's history. And that's so.
Roy Marukin. Roy. All day long, Roy.
All day long bull crap. Anyway, I think that's enough of this one. Let's see. Whoops.
Still here in this little area of the United States of the world, but it won't be here for very long. And whether they like it or not, every single person that insists on opposing me and insist on these ridiculous reasons for validating their opposition against me, the rest of the United States and people who are good thinkers, the majority, they're gonna see it. They're gonna see it, and they're gonna. That's a big part of my story is surviving these fucking people that are like this. So they can salivate all the fuck they want. I really don't care. I don't care. They're always talking shit about me anyways. I mean, please. I have survived shit that they could never survive. Never.
Oh, yeah. Forget about all those people dealing with cancer right now. Those people with cancer haven't survived anything that Vanessa has survived. No way. Nope. And for somebody to have the balls to say that, this is from me to you. There's people with cancer that are really surviving every hour. That's surviving. Not this bull crap that you get yourself into and going to court and 12, 13 arrests. That's not surviving. That's you. You can't keep yourself out of trouble.
Never. If there was a video of any one of them doing something really bad, they're certainly not going to survive. No, not one of them. Not one of them. Not one of them. I would survive something like that because everybody knows that's not Vanessa. And now people know. People know, oh no, she was not at fault. She was not drinking and driving. There was nothing in her system. We saw officers place something in her car. And soon you're going to see how bad how wrong that judge was to do what he did to my life.
We saw the video. Everybody saw the video. Pair that along with this. My thoughts exactly.
And one day, one day maybe people will know the most.
Look at the comments somebody wrote back then, not being hateful. And you know what? This woman, whoever she is, had to say not being hateful because she knows how Vanessa gets. She knows how Vanessa gets. So she's trying to, qualify the statement. Why did VT take the money? She should have given back the money. She should have given back the money back from the get-go. Like if she was not going to do the favor, she should have just said, you know what, I'm not going to give it to you, give it to him and be done with it. And that's exactly right.
Most evil reason that was done to me.
But when somebody puts $500 bills in your hand, that in a safe situation like this, it can easily disappear. Nobody would know a thing. And by the time they figure it out 2 years later, who cares? Well, that's the kind of mind that she has.
And I'm fine with people not knowing about that. As long as the people that are most important regarding that story know the truth, that's all that matters. I don't care if 8 billion people in the world don't agree with me.
So, long story short, Vanessa, you and that lady are good, right?
We're fine. We're absolutely fine. She was freaking out that, like, why, like, what's the problem? Like, I'm getting, like, you didn't even have to give me my money, Vanessa, but you're giving it to me. And I'm like, because they have other motives.
Thank you, Rubio, for the super chat. Sorry.
Oy vey, oy vey. I've got to let that one go at that because I don't know. And I know it's not my thing personally, but it's just to think about her trying to give her rationale for what happened or the money or where is it or whatever. Whoops, sorry about that. It's like just shut up. And now when I watch it, this was a few months ago. If I'm not mistaken, it was last year. Yeah. And I can watch it now and still go, oh, still pisses you off. And, you know, that's the person that is a home health nurse visiting your grandma, your great grandma, your grandpa, your mom or dad, or your auntie. Going to the house. Sticky fingers. Oh, look at that diamond ring. It's just sitting there. I wonder if anybody will notice it. Well, like she did one time. She took the ring. She swallowed it. Oh, you haven't heard that story yet. She went to a little boutique. I'm not going to get into that right now because that's a whole other video. A whole other video. Where she swallowed a ring. Yeah. Wait till you hear that one. I'll see if I can dig that one up too. Oh, anyway, that's all I got for this Sunday night. If you haven't gone to my YouTube page, which let me show you. Oh, that's not the one. That's the one. Let me just share some of it here so you can see. Go to the page, click on live right here. And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos. This one here was good. This was with Leticia Collins, Love Notes for TLC. This was a weird one. That's the chick I started to follow her and stream her, and she was nuts. But she's in the loony bin. There's supposed to be an update. She was supposed to be coming out soon, or is out already, but I don't know if she's going to be going back online. There's a lot of VT Chronicles stuff in here. Even stuff with from that what's her name, Janelle Drury, remember the confidence something is her page, confidence something with confidence or whatever. I call it the confidence docket. There's some BAM, so there's a lot of stuff. The pillow talks were always good. Anytime we see VT Chronicles, you know what you're getting right there. So a lot of good stuff there. Check it out. Give me a subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe, and then hit the little bell and set your notifications so that you will see that. And a lot of fun stuff there. So I'll dig up some more stuff, and tomorrow we will do a little more. I'll pick another video, and we'll have some more fun with that. Hey, Connie. There's Connie. Connie's the one that they were trying to. People were just trying to throw names in there, trying to. I mean, it's just that they didn't know, and some people just want to throw names out there and start, stirring the pot. Hey, Connie. Hope you're doing well. And then, of course, John with the ADA, under the Americans with Disabilities Act, sociopathy, or is it sociopathy, does not typically qualify for protection. Yeah. Autism does, but it's got to be, the thing with having a disability is that, like at the airport, I mentioned this before, if you work for an airline, if someone says they have a disability, you have to believe them. And you just have to say, okay, how can I help you? You cannot ask them about their disability. You just have to take their word for it and say, okay, how can I help you? Not what kind of help do you need? It really is about how you phrase it. You've got to say, how can I help you? And don't, if it's somebody blind, don't grab him and start walking him no. In case you didn't know, to assist a blind person, if they want to grab you, they will grab the back of your arm. They will stand a little bit behind you and they will grab your arm. You just walk. And they go according to how you're walking. You don't grab them and pull them to where you want them to go. No. So with this whole Americans with Disabilities Act, it's really a almost what is that term? Politically correct. Would it be better if someone had a card with their disability or something on it that they could just show you or hand to you? Like, it's become really off limits to ask someone what their disability is, or, sure, what do you need? You can't even say that. And if you ask them, you can be sued if you don't believe them, and if you really bother them trying to find out what the disability is. Because they don't have to tell you. Even though it might help a situation, they really don't have to tell you. And that is what she takes advantage of. Well, nobody's going to challenge me on it, so I'm just going to keep saying it. Well, until you go to court, and if you're trying to use that in a legal proceeding where you want protection from the Americans with Disabilities Act, Well, there the judge can ask you, okay, what's your disability? And let's see the diagnosis, or we'll send you to a doctor and, we'll get the diagnosis or whatever. That's what would happen. And if she does that, the doctor, yeah, her only disability is that she's full of shit. That's her disability. And that's the truth. Yes, Marcy, exactly. Yep, what I just said. The court can ask you. The court can demand proof, evidence, diagnosis, the diagnosis of whatever disability you're trying to claim. I mean, for some people, it's obvious. They're in a wheelchair, they're amputated or blind, have no hearing or something that obvious. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But for the most part, if you've got difficulty walking and you were granted a handicap placard for your car and you cannot walk, or it's difficult to walk long distances, and you take a handicap spot, I got no issues with that at all whatsoever. Absolutely none. Now, if somebody's driving you around, all right, you're a senior person and you can't drive perhaps because of your disability, and you get dropped off at the front door of Walmart, and then that person, who's 30-something years old without a disability, and then they go and park in a handicap spot and they sit there, turn on the radio and wait. That's not cool. Like, if you're going to drop them off and pick them up, then don't take up a handicap spot that somebody else could use. You feel me? Pisses me off. It does when I see people in a handicap parking spot parked and they're just sitting there all sprawled out, air conditioner running. And I saw them just drop somebody off. And then they go around and they come back and they park in a handicap spot. And then as I'm coming out, whatever, half an hour later, that dude leaves the handicap spot, goes to the front door of Walmart, picks up that person. It's like, don't take up a spot. I don't know. Maybe I sound wrong or like an idiot, but that's my feel. And also, if it's a physical handicap, I get it. But if it's a like emotional thing or something, like if somebody's got ADHD or autism, I don't know. I guess I have a problem when I see somebody park in a handicap spot and then they get out and they're skipping to the front door. It's like you can walk, you can run, you can skip, you can walk and whistle at the same time. Shit. So I think to myself, what's your disability? And I know that there could be hidden disabilities that are not visible. I don't know. The fear of walking more than 200 feet can trigger somebody. I just made that up. I don't know, but that could be a thing, right? Could that be a thing? I just really hate people that take advantage of the handicap spot. So I'll get off my little soapbox. And that's not even, I'm not even talking about the people who will wait 20 minutes in line in a parking spot to get a spot, the third spot from the front door of the store. they'll wait and they'll cause a line just so they can have that second spot next to the handicap right near the front door. And then they get out of the car and they weigh 450 pounds. It's like, you know what? You could use some walking. You should have parked way in the back over there. And I know, I'm sorry, I'm mean or whatever. But it's like, that's why I'll come down the lane. If I happen to find a spot in the front, I don't have to wait for somebody to come out, because I don't wait. I don't need to wait. If they're coming out already or it's open when I get there, boom, I'll take it. But if there isn't, I'll just go around and I'll go to the back and I'll park way at the end and I'll walk to the front. And I'm walking and people are still waiting in that spot for the lady to back out of her spot. But that's just me. That's just me. Hey, Monica, see, it's nobody's business to know what makes it. Yeah, and that's, you know what, and that's true. I know that's true. I know that's true. So for the actual person who's got that disability placard and they're going to the store, they're driving themselves or themselves and their spouse, and they both go into the store. Cool, no issues at all. I don't even care. But if you're dropping somebody off and you're going to pick them up at the door, don't take up a handicap spot. Park in a regular spot. I know people like to park close or even double park or park in the freaking fire lane because they want to see their person come out and be right there when they come out. And I drive by and I'm like, no parking. Because I'm an asshole like that. But that shit pisses me off too. That, like, you know, the guy drops off his wife. He can't just park in a spot. You know, just text me when you come out, or I'll call me, or I can see you from here, whatever. No, he's got a double park where it says no parking, fire zone, because he's got to be right there. The moment she or he steps out the door, got to be able to see. God forbid that, 90-degree weather is going to melt somebody if you stand out there for too long. I think I'm hungry. I think that's the problem. I think I'm hungry right now, so I'm feeling a little crabby. All right, that's all I got for now. I needed this tonight. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. Sorry I had the wrong video up there at first, but then we found the right one. And more tomorrow. Don't forget, go to Manny's Hard Truth at YouTube and subscribe. There's a lot of stuff there. And there's a couple more that were requested. I'm trying to find the original ones so that I can play those as well. There's been a lot of entertaining items in the last few years. But that's all I got for right now. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. It's 11:12 p.m. Central Time. You guys have a great rest of your night. And we will talk mañana. All right? See you all tomorrow.